today on Perspective, we were talking about performance versus authenticity and what is kind of the balance, because our life, society, church world, secular world, we need to perform in certain ways in our jobs and our tasks and relationships. We need to kind of show up. But what does that look like when it's performance versus authenticity? Because there's a whole difference for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think we kind of wanted to challenge ourselves to kind of share again, first and foremost, we're like, okay, cool. Like, where do we struggle with this? And like,
absolutely.
Instead of just being like, oh, this is what other people are doing. Because it's so much easier to see what everyone else is struggling with.
Right.
And what they could do better. But if we turn and look at ourselves, so even when we were preparing to do this this video, it's like those things rise up in you of
they do so much.
Performance, wanting to do well, but then doing something with excellence is not a bad thing.
Right. Absolutely not.
But then there's also perfectionism. And so then when we lean in towards being perfect, we don't allow ourselves to really be authentic because we're trying to show up and be like, look, we can do this.
It's trying to prove yourself.
Yeah.
Instead of just being a show up. So even so we started kind of talking about different topics and things we wanted to do. Yeah. And I could feel the shift in me where I was like, I feel like I'm not being genuine right now, because as we're talking about the things, and actually how we brought up performance versus authenticity, I was like, I like feel like I want to be really authentic and genuine, but I was like, hey, hold on a second. Something's going on that is like blocking me from actually really engaging and participating really well. And I was like, I feel like I shifted into performance mode because I was like, I want to come up with really good ideas. I want to come up with really good topics. So then she actually wants to do this with me. And so I literally was like, oh, I switched in performance mode because I was trying to prove to her that I was worth doing this with, that I was smart enough to do this with, that I had creative ideas or good thoughts. And so it was really funny because I was like, hold on, we might want to talk about performance, because I just shifted into it. And then she just laughed because we've been friends for a really long time. So she knows me really well, because she's like, what's going on? I'm like, yeah, I wanted to prove to you that I'm worth doing this with. So it's like, hold on, I got to like get that out, and had to say it out loud of like, I'm afraid that you're going to be like, hear my ideas or my thoughts. And be like, oh, she's dumb. I don't want to do this with her. It's like, how stupid, like whatever. So performance really comes from trying to prove that you're worthwhile or good enough. Yeah. Whereas authenticity is like, hey, I'm actually kind of afraid that you're not going to want to do this with me. I'm afraid that you're going to think that I'm stupid, or whatever, like that insecurity is that comes up. Like if you just say it out loud, that it like broke it again for us. So I was like, okay, now I can just be really authentic and real. I'm like, whoa. Yeah. I don't know where those insecurities just slammed me, but now I can. And then I felt the like physical shift of like the block, like it was kind of like a heaviness in my chest, like it was a block, but I felt it kind of break, because then we're both like, whoa, like just being really honest and real.
Yeah, and then on my side of it, I think if we didn't have that conversation, I would be like, what's going on?
Yeah, totally.
What? And then it would just be like kind of weirder because we're not really showing up. So the fact that she was willing to like share that, then I was like, oh, hey, I'm not thinking that at all. Like, I'm just as like, oh, I don't know, what do we want to do? So I got to share that I was kind of at a similar spot of like, okay, well, no, this is just like a safe space of us. It's a safe space of us to just like be creative and like face those struggles of performance versus authenticity. So again, our challenge is to, speaking of voice, I have like something in my throat, but sometimes when we can get on camera, it can be really uncomfortable and our voices shift an octave higher, or if we get in front of people, or if we're talking about certain things, I can struggle to like all of a sudden shift, and I just I'm talking fast, but I can start to talk really fast, and my voice changes because I'm like, and I don't like that about myself. So again, this is a space for us to just challenge those things. So,
and I mean, for me, performance has been something that I've struggled with my whole life, because I kind of grew up in a culture where you got to work to earn, earn affection, earn attention, earn anything. It was a work hard culture, which in itself, again, is not necessarily a bad thing. It's beautiful to have a work ethic, and I'm super grateful because I learned that. But I also picked up that lie that I have to work and I have to perform in order to get attention. Again, whether anybody said that to me or not, and I don't think anybody did.
Specifically.
Exactly. I think, there just kind of was that little lie that I just took of like, oh, I have to perform. And so I even shut down emotions, shut down any sadness, shut down any pain, because I was like, I have to perform. And performance, you're like, everything looks perfect. And I tried to be perfect and I pretended I was perfect for a long time and I was trying to perform for everybody to earn love, to earn approval, to earn attention, to earn value from people, which obviously is not the way to do it.
Yeah.
I'm a little grateful because I got my master's degree in my performance mode. So I'm like, woohoo, at least that kind of helped me get that done.
Yeah.
So there's some gratefulness.
There are some good things from it.
Yes.
But, yeah.
But there is, and again, we do have to perform tasks and things, but there's this shift that happens when it's no longer the real you. And yes, we kind of shift who we are in our audiences and things like that, whether people know us or not. But, we all have those different, your mom calls, you're like, hey, what's up, Mom? Or your boss calls, hello, this is Brianna, how can I help you? We all have those different modes that we go into, and that's not a bad thing. But again, finding those places to be like, well, hey, this is just really me. And once I learned to stop performing, and I still struggle with it, again, this was happened last week where I was like, whoa, hold on, I went into performance mode. I don't like this. But once we were able to find some more freedom and just be authentically ourselves, this is me, I am who I am on camera, off camera, that's the goal. Nothing, I'm kind of a weirdo, I'm ridiculous, I'm goofy, but I also have a lot of knowledge and things that I'm really passionate about. Mm-hmm. So just allowing yourself to be yourself fully wherever you are, whether a camera's, pointed at you or whether it's not. So it's a lifelong journey for me, personally.
For most of us, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a hard one.